I'm back, folks. Hello. All right. Hey, baseball takes center stage now because guess what? We're into the MLB playoffs. That's right, the MLB playoffs, and we had the wild card, the National League wild card played last night. Cubbies, which I say because I was born in Chicago, beat the hated St. Louis Cardinals 10-5. That's right, the Cubbies. Let's see if we can get a little recap of what happened with that scintillating game played at Wrigley Field. You know, I still haven't been to Wrigley Field for a game. But you know, it's like I haven't. Let's see, big Cubs rally forces tiebreaker, whatever. Okay. Big Cubs rally forces tiebreaker game, 9:30. I don't want to play the background, so let me just try this another way. I'll just type simply Cubs like that. How about that? Boom. Find out what happened that way, right? Chicago Cubs. It is one MLB wildcard round 1-1. Chicago. What is this? This is bottom of the 11th. Cubs. Yeah, the Cubs versus, what do I have here? I said Cubs, yeah, A is Yankees, that's right. No, the Cubs are playing the Rockies. It's the bottom of the 11th. The St. Louis win helped the Cubs. Excuse me, it wasn't the Cubs, but the St. Louis. The Cubs are playing the Rockies. It's 1-1. It's the bottom of the 11th in Chicago. Okay, that's where we're at. You can watch it on ESPN. And gosh, no wonder there's not a lot of people here. Everybody's watching the Cubs game. You know what? Let's see where we're at. Game news and standings. All right. Go back to Chicago Cubs. Trying to get the play-by-play track here as to what's happening with this thing. While I'm at it, I'll give you the report on the Raiders in a second. Let's see here. The Cubs are facing the Cubs at bat. Victor Carnati at bat, and then On Seguin is apparently in the is pitching on behalf of the Rockies. Yes, so that's where we're at. Now tomorrow is the game. Let me show you what I'm looking at here, folks. This is it. Boom, wild card. Boom, wild card. Bottom of the 11th. 1-1. Okay. Look at the Cubbies. Look at the Cubbies. Look at the Cubbies. They almost have the bases loaded, right? Athletics Yankees. Look at that. TBS. Okay. There. He's motionless. You have to imagine what's really going on over there. All right. That's just not happening. Defensive battle. Okay. So tomorrow's game starts at 8:08 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 5:08 on the West Coast, actually 5:10. And the A's, okay, so while I'm talking about all things Oakland A's, there is, I got this on Twitter, an announcement of a October 7th town hall meeting in the West Oakland area. Let me go back to Twitter and read to you what I was tagged, thanks to John Marks earlier. And let's see here. Clicking on this thing, see what I got. All right. And let's see here. Scrolling down to, we sure do. What is this? What is this? Nope, missed it. All right, let me try this another way. It's funny, it's really easy if you're not careful to quite literally, I don't even have it. Oh, mentions. There. Amy Trask, October 1st. It's gone. I had the announcement, and I thought I retweeted it out there. It's gone. It was a flyer that I should have downloaded and saved, But let's see here. There's Miss Maxon, Miss Maxon, Miss Maxon, Miss Maxon. And it's 12 hours ago. Don't see it. Okay. That's not very nice. 21 hours ago. No. All right. For some reason, someone took it down. I don't know why John Marks did that, but he did. Let me check messages. Maybe it's there. Nope. Not there. Okay. Oakland A's Howard Terminal. It was a meeting about Howard Terminal. It was a flyer. And okay. Oh, that's me. Yeah, it was a flyer that was taken down. I don't know why John Marks took it down, but he took it down. That was really odd. It was a flyer announcing Councilmember Lynette Gibson McElhaney saying that she was going to have a meeting at a West Oakland restaurant about the Athletics' quest for a new ballpark. So Oakland A's, how about Oakland Howard Terminal? There it is, Jack Lennon. It's 8 hours ago. New ballpark. I wonder why he took it down. New ballpark community meeting. This is it, folks. All right, right here. New ballpark community meeting. Councilmember Lynette McElhaney and the Oakland Athletics invite you to attend a meeting with representatives from the A's to discuss the proposed new ballpark site at Howard Terminal in West Oakland. Sunday, October 7th, 3 to 2 p.m. To 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Yeah, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. 7th West Restaurant, 1255 7th Street, Oakland, California. That's right off BART. Complimentary food and refreshments will be served for the A's. That means free beer. For more information, contact externalaffairs@athletics.com. New ballpark community meeting. And, ooh, so that's a community meeting. That's very similar to what the A's started doing when they were looking at Laney College as the preferred site. Now they're starting the process with these community meetings all over again. So Sunday, this coming Sunday, October 7th, okay, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., all right? And so remember that. Remember that. 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., okay? Now, let's go. We got that out of the way. The A's, the Cubs, and the Rockies are still playing. Let me get some housekeeping out of the way regarding the Oakland Raiders. And I'm going to make this live stream short because I know everybody's tied up. And then we'll do this all again tomorrow, as we do. But I also have some other stuff I've got to do. But in fact, what I'm working on, folks, is a new survey of the council members. And I'm going to need help in distributing it. So I'm calling everybody like, hey, get the word out there. But let me build it first, okay? Now, having said that, what's the latest happenings in Raider land, Raiderville? Well, I will tell you. Raiders, as you know, are going to play the Los Angeles Chargers at StubHub. Hey, how much of a likelihood do you think that StubHub Center will be silver and black? Do you think there will be an ounce of Charger blue in StubHub Stadium to see the Raiders versus the Chargers on Sunday? Okay, I happen to think there is that possibility. All right, I really do. Now, the Raiders also announced the great news about Marshawn Lynch enjoying a dominant start to 2018. For Forget the video. The numbers don't lie. He's 32 years old. He has more rushing yards than Carlos Hyde, Melvin Gordon, Alvin Kamara, and Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley? No. In fact, only 3 players, Ezekiel Elliott, Todd Gurley, and Matt Breida, have more rushing yards than Beast Mode. And yes, he is the oldest player on the lot. Okay, I get the message. He has 68 attempts, 300 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He is on pace. Actually, if you think about it, this is the 4th game. He is, well, a 16-game schedule, right? So 3 times 16, well, basically 16 times, wow, those are good numbers. Let's figure this out, okay? 6 times 3 is 9. 3 times 1 is 3. So, yeah. So let's get 6. Oh, 6 times 3 is 18. Yeah. 6, 8. 18, carry the 1. So he's on pace for about, what's 300? Oh, basically, no, the question, you know, it's average yards per game. So you want to figure it out, folks. I mean, he's definitely over 1,000 yards right now in terms of post. If he's just under, it was his 4th game, so he's under 100-yard a game average, more like maybe 90, so or thereabouts. So he's looking at maybe 1,300 yards so far this season. However you stack it up, that's effective, and that's great news, and it's well deserved. And the Raiders need to basically design a game plan around Marshawn and feed him the ball. Make sure that he gets the ball. Make sure he gets 25 touches. You know, I would say 20 runs. Make sure he gets 21s and 5 receptions. You know, I would say that's a great stat. But if you think about that, okay, it means you've got to make sure that your offense as a whole is working on a pitch count of about 60 plays. So, which means that your defense has to basically get the offense off the field, okay? That's what it means. And it also means that you've got to use your 4th down opportunities as when you get them, not opportunities to punt, but opportunities to get the 1st down. And you have to call your other plays with the idea that you want to at least preserve the possibility of having a 4th and 1 rather than a quick rather than a 3 and out because you're 3rd and long, right? So that's what that adds up to, because when you say, gee, I want to get this guy the ball a lot, it then starts to look like you're taking away the possibility of using other weapons when they would be better employed, like, for example, Mari Cooper as he was used in the game, or Jordy Nelson on certain occasions, or even Doug Martin, or name the weapon, name the player, okay? So you want to have a balanced offense, but it really does need to feature beast mode. That's crying out loud there. Clear for me to hear, you two, everybody else. That's good news. That's just fantastic news. Now, the Raiders are facing the prospect, it would seem, of playing 2 rookie offensive tackles, but they did bring in some insurance. And the insurance that they brought in after their contest was they brought in a gentleman by the name of yeah, I just, you know what, had that, but Hugh Jackson's miffed by the calls after the game, you know, frankly speaking. I don't blame him. Raiders news there, okay, sorry about that, because I had the right info and then I didn't have the right info. Raiders bring in offensive lineman Ian Silberman to help out because, look, the Raiders got some defensive issues. I mean, excuse me, come on, is that him? Raiders have some offensive line issues, not defensive. The Raiders have offensive line issues, all right? Ian Silberman was on the Titans practice squad. Can you believe the Titans are 3-1? Unfreaking believable. You talk about stumbling your way to victory. You talk about gutting out wins. I'd see these low scores, and I'm thinking, no way, when the Titans were on the losing end of the right, and I said, no way are the Titans going to emerge victorious, and they have. That is the hallmark of a good team, a gutty team, a gritty team. Do not sleep on the Titans, as I obviously have done. Now, let's hear, okay, the report on Silverman is that he spent the offseason program and training camp with the Raiders, and then often played first team right tackle where Donald Penn was physically unable to perform. So he's been with us before. He's coming back to help out. And third-round draft pick Brandon Parker stepped in for Donald Penn on Sunday, and John Feliciano stepped in for a spell as well for Osamile. And they said those reserves will play if you know, either start or can't play. And then we've got NFL reporter Al Kaplan says that the Raiders worked out defensive ends Jaquez Smith and DeMontre Moore, linebackers Travis Freeney and Edmund Robinson, and kicker Nick Novak, not Kick Novak. But you know what, though? Think about it. How cool would it be for a kicker to have the first name Kick? So, Nick, take the N, Nick. Take the N off your name, put a K on there. You're a kicker. We'll call you Kick. Makes sense. Now, the Holy Roller play is 40 years old. That's the fumble from my former insurance consultant, Dave Casper. True. Forward fumble that was then tossed 40 more by Pete Banaszak, and it rolled in the end zone against the Chargers. Touchdown, baby. Touchdown. Woo. Something else. And John Gruden is still talking about Khalil Mack. This is what John Gruden said about Khalil Mack's play. Basically, he summed it up in one very familiar term. Are you kidding me? And what he specifically says, he said, damn, Khalil Mack had another strip sack. Gruden asked rhetorically, and he's per Mike Silver, you know, he says, are you kidding me? And Mack had a sack and a forced fumble in the Chicago Bears 48-10 win over the Buccaneers. He had 5 sacks. He has had 5 sacks and 4 forced fumbles in the first 4 games. Get that? 5 sacks, 4 forced fumbles in the first 4 games, all right? He stripped the ball once in each game this year. He returned the interception for a touchdown against the Packers in Week 1. I mean, that is phenomenal. I mean, you know what? He's played better since he got paid. You know, some guys, you know, you know what happens. They get paid, and you don't hear about them anymore, right? I mean, for all of the accolades that Aaron Donald gets, let's face it, Khalil Mack got just a little more money than Aaron Donald, right? But he has played worlds better than anybody, all right? Anybody. I mean, Khalil Mack, as John Marks just noted, is having a monsters of the midway season. Actually, John Marks said monster season, but since he's with the Bears are the monsters of the midway, I just simply filled in the blank and said monsters of the midway season. Straight out, okay? And Mile High Raider says we can compete with anyone in the league. You know what? I'll be convinced when the Raiders short up the defensive run game. And also, I'll be convinced offensively when we go no huddle for the entire drive. I mean, I don't mean like the kind of no huddle, you know, it's like a 2-minute drill. No. I mean multiple offense, multiple formation, pre-shifting, no huddle. I mean the holy grail of football strategy. That's what I mean. I mean the kind of offense that's scary to the defenses. It doesn't matter what kind of shifting I'm going to blitz over here it looks like, but I'm actually blitzing over their defense. If you show me a defense like that, you know what I first say? My first thought is, why the hell are you running a basically balanced offensive formation rather than what I call the asymmetric set. 4 wide receivers to one side. I mean, you say you're going to blitz over here, how many guys? That means you're going to have somebody else free over here. What about maybe I just shift the entire offensive line over by 1 so that the center is basically where the guard is, and we bring all the receivers basically that much closer to us by design, and we push all you guys over there by design, right? Never seen that before, have you? It would work like a charm. The quarterback gets the ball, the receiver runs into the flat, he just throws it, catches it, picks up not just 1 yard, but several yards for a first down. You talk about yak, you call it on 2nd and 5 and less, all right? Because I'm telling you, with the play I just described to you, that play is going to pick up those 5 yards, if not more. But I want to use it when I use, hey, 3rd and 1, I'll use it then too. All right? So my point is this. I want to see the Raiders think in terms of offensive innovation. I want to see them change the way they think about offense. They're not doing that. They're going to play into the hands of a wily, crafty defensive coordinator that has the talent, which has the chops to stop them. What's that you say? They already have? Okay. Okay. But the Raiders have not been, fortunately for the Raiders, they have not been thoroughly destroyed. Think about that. For all the times we talked about the games that they lost, the first half of each game, they looked like the better team, didn't they? Except the Cleveland game. Now, Mile High Raider says, Gruden says we will go with a 2-back set soon. Here's my thought. I'm not concerned with whether it's 2 backs. I'm concerned with it not being multiple. And even if it's 2 backs, you can have 1 backfield, 2 backs in wing, fine. That doesn't change who you throw to in the way that I think about offense, Mile High. That doesn't change when I throw to someone. And my throws are designed to be completed, and we design from yards after the catch. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking, but I don't want to give the defense rest. Okay, I want them to constantly think, well, gee, what about, you didn't tell us about the wing going and shifting and becoming the tight end on the other side of the ball. What? You see what I'm saying? All right? Making the offense that is impossible to stop is doable. Can the Raiders do that? I don't know. I don't know. John Marks. All right, so it's 12, it's 11, it's you know what time it is, all right? Let me check back with the Cubs. The Cubs and the Rockies are at the bottom of the 12th. They are still playing. So, folks, I'm going to do this. I'm going to catch you tomorrow. I've got some other matters I have to take care of an emergency nature. Good emergency, not a bad one. Thank you. Well, let's pick this up tomorrow. All right, we'll pick it up tomorrow. We'll see you guys. And thank you for checking out Zenny62. Please